Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of DTA Podcast. We are back. We are back here to break down the headlines. How you doing, everyone? It's Friday night. Here we're back on a Friday night as usual. I'm checking in with everyone. Got my my Pinot Noir going for tonight. It is the drink of the night. Excuse me. But yes, everyone, we are back here, DTA Podcast, for a quick check-in for everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is chilling at home, quarantining, and hopefully I could bring some relaxation your way. And some great headlines that we have for you guys. As you see right there in the title, tonight we are talking about CM Punk, and it is really interesting what he's talking about. He is going on. He's going on just talking about the business. He went on to Renee Young's podcast. Renee Paquette, formerly known as Renee Young podcast, and basically he broke down how he felt about what's going on in the world of wrestling. For those that are living under a rock, there is a lot going on in the world of professional wrestling regarding basically the news that's going on with you follow me, I tell you everything, okay? But I'm talking about the issue with the unionization. That's specifically what CM Punk, the quote that we have here right now. But we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about a story that hit my desk that I'm actually like a little just blown back by, because we have some news of a wrestler who is making their exit plan, and I think everyone's going to be shocked on who it is. But if you follow the headlines that I have, you listen to the stories that I'm telling you guys, it is going to be worthwhile. I promise you all. So we're definitely going to get to that, and it's going to be absolutely worthwhile for you. But yeah, so I'm just getting this tweet out to the world, let everyone know what's going on. Because I am filming this live as you guys are watching this. Normally I chop things up for you guys, but this one is live. We are here. Right now I'm playing Chris Bay in the background. You guys follow him at Impact. Chris Bay, fantastic wrestler, also a great artist. But yeah, so that is the current headline. One of the things that I specifically wanted to just talk about with CM Punk, basically, he has something really interesting going on, which is basically he's not chained to the whip, if you will. So he's able to talk. He's able to express some things. He's able to, get some things out. Let's just say he's able to get how he feels, and he holds nothing back. And I can't wait to talk to you guys about that. And but tell me your thoughts. You guys could tweet us at DTA Podcast. I'm gonna put that all up right now. And tell me what you think. Basically, CM Punk here, as I mentioned, is calling out the wrestlers. Let me pull up the quote right now for you guys so you guys can see this real quick right here. And yeah, so that is it right there. You see the headline right there. CM Punk believes unionization won't happen because of bootlickers. And I think that says it all right there. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's speaking very much truth here. And you guys could again share your thoughts with us here. I'm gonna put up the tweet right here. But it basically self-explanatory. If you've been following what's going on, you guys know that there is a lot going on in the world of wrestling right now. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Wrestlers are fighting for their freedom, just like we all are in a bubble, if you will, society. And CM Punk has been no one to hold back. And I agree. I read the story. I agree. I think it's something that's very unfortunate, if you will. The way things are panning out, unfortunately, and it is something that I think, and I said it in the last video, it's not going to go away. So we got to figure out how do we handle this collectively as a unit, and then allow these wrestlers to speak their mind, but also continue to support them, because that's basically what CM Punk is doing, without saying too much. But he went on Renee Young's podcast, and basically, long story short, he went on there and said this. So they said a lot, but this is the one I got here. Shout out to the mix.net here. And basically during the interview, he went on about the company. You guys know CM Punk had a lot of issues with WWE in the past. And that's been something that some people were with it back then when he did the pipe bomb in 2009. And now, things have changed. So, yeah. So now this story goes on, and he's talking about the bootleggers in the company that's preventing wrestlers from unionizing. And remember, real quick, that Zelina Vega has been contacted by the SAG/AFTRA president, the people that does the unions for entertainers, actors, and so forth like that. So things are moving along. So CM Punk has a great point here by saying nothing, just because there's not such thing as the boys, in regards to the boys backstage. It's a trope. We're on the road, and these people are our family. And like I said, once you're out of the bubble, you don't hear from anybody anymore. Those people don't pay your bills. There are always going to be a handful of people that will undercut everyone else just to get ahead a little bit. And there seems to be a lot of people that not only are just by nature are bootlickers, they just love the taste. You're supposed to lick the boot. You're not supposed to eat the entire thing. Wow. Yeah, CM Punk is speaking facts, and everyone knows that. Everyone, like, I can't even drink. Oh my God, that was a lot to deal with for if I was a specific wrestler listening in and hearing what this guy has to say. I would be a little bothered by that, but it's the truth. It is the truth. It is the truth that there are people there who are bootlicking to Vince. Y'all know who you are. I don't need to call any out. Maybe I will on the podcast. I don't know. But it's interesting what he says here, and we can't keep acting like it's not a thing, that the thing is not a thing, and there are always going to be people who are corporate bootlickers. But at the same time, I think what he's trying to say is, when do we as people stand up for something? Like, and I mean, you listen to DTA podcast from episode 1. That's one thing that I stand for. Like, I'm very hard on my convictions, and I believe wrestlers deserve rights. Like, you're working for this corporation, and they're trying to control everything, literally to the day you die, and that says a lot. And it's not just WWE. So that's another thing too. Because a lot of fangirls or fanboys, they want to attack certain people and make it seem like it's a one-sided thing. This is well-rounded. We're not going to go to the list, but if you follow professional wrestling, you know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what's happening. You know the ins and outs. You know the companies that are doing the things that necessarily are maybe unethical or a little too far, egregious, if you will. And we're just like, no, we know the list. But WWE is the biggest promotion in the world. So you want to call yourself the Disney of wrestling? You want to compare yourself to NFL? You want to go on Fox and FS1 and be a part of the sports world when this is not even a real sports? Then you're gonna hold yourself accountable like a big conglomerate that you are. And that's where we're coming from. And shout out to Renee Paquette for this one. So the article here also breaks down about the story, continue on, and talked about the story about undercutting, about people undercutting others to get ahead. And it says it's not common in WWE. It goes on and says that some. And now this is the women's division I'm going to now. But an example was featured on Total Divas, my show that I still watch. Yes, shout out to Total Bellas. According to Maurice, the Bella Twins cost her contract with WWE by signing behind her back. While the Twins told Maurice, that's Maurice, the Miz's wife, Maurice. The Bella Twins told Maurice to hold off. They signed the contract without her knowledge. It eventually led Maurice to disappear off the wrestling landscape for a while. While things worked out eventually, the drama unfolded between the wrestlers during Total Divas. Look at that. I think that's really interesting. I want to watch that episode again. You know, this is nothing new again. There's nothing new. It's just example after example, and something has to change. Break the cycle. And that's what everyone's talking about. Break the damn cycle. Yeah, so now the story goes on, and basically now CM Punk is over here questioning the release of Zelina Vega. And I think we all are questioning the release of Zelina Vega. And so basically he goes on here and quotes about why she was not able to use her Twitch account. And he used the example of someone very interesting, that being Xavier Woods, who just signed with G4 video game. He goes on, so I don't know what's going on with his Twitch channel. So I don't want to speak out of turn about that, but I just saw he was petitioning to get a job with G4. Does WWE get money from that? Why is it okay for him to do that, but Zelina Vega can't have a Twitch? That was always my thing. And I think people have labeled me as a complainer or whiny because I would always be the guy that would be like, wait, why is so and so able to do this? Because there were always outside interests and not just for me. Like, come on, guys. How many times do you have to hear this? This is why The Rock is never coming back. There are reports that they're trying to put WrestleMania 37 together, and The Rock is not doing it without fans. And we know we're not going to have fans for a very long goddamn time. So now it's pushed back to 2022. It's not going to happen. The Rock is way too big for wrestling. Get it out your head, y'all. Get it out your head. And even if it does happen, it's not going to be what we want. It's not. Y'all know that. It's not going to deliver. It's not, because you know why? It's not genuine. It is something that's going to be force-fed. And you know the IWC, we don't like force-fed shit. Like, we know when shit is force-fed to us. So all I'm saying is that people need to understand that this doesn't happen in a vacuum. And I'm going to get to the Zelina Vega quote, but this doesn't happen in a vacuum. And I just think that CM Punk deserves respect, and he also deserves the actually a round of a fucking applause for standing up for women. And that's all I got to say. Now back to the article. So as you guys can see, that was a lot. And it goes on and says here that Punk also claims that certain roles are offered to superstars who would go to companies' preferred men. He went even as far to state that some stars never learned about Hollywood offers they are given. Now that's interesting, because there's literally just was reports that that WWE is considering. Well, they're basically starting their own agency, and they are requiring wrestlers to stick with them. And if not, you're basically just, I don't know, an outsider. That's interesting. And we have a story about that. I'm going to do a video later. I have another video added about John Moxley talking about this. And it's just really a lot of shit that's happening, guys, behind the scenes that they don't want to make us, but this is what it is. They're fighting for their rights. So that's very interesting about the Hollywood offers, because that agency thing really, really got me when I read that story. I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And I just think that it's gonna explode at some point. It's like a melting pot. So he also claimed that numerous roles were offered to superstars were promptly given to John Cena. So roles that were offered to other stars were promptly given to Cena first. He even went further to claim that WWE forbade stars to take the role. Evidently, similar problems are still very much in play in WWE, as I just mentioned. However, they came into forefront a little thanks to effort of the former presidential candidate, Andrew Yang. Now that is interesting. That is very, very, very interesting, guys. I'm going to put that video up. of what he's talking about. I think you guys take a listen to that. But again, guys, tweet us your thoughts here. And it's just really, really interesting on what's happening in the world of professional wrestling. But take note of what he said about a certain wrestler. And I think you guys will definitely get the wind of what I'm talking about when I connect the dots in the next story. And this one is really interesting. This one is interesting because you know you have a wrestler who is ready to hit the to leave, and I you know it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, and we're gonna talk about it. And I think this is something. I think this is inevitable. And I remember hearing a story that someone else connected to this person was literally considering the same thing. And yeah, it's gonna be really, really, really interesting. And again, all I have to say is that stay tuned, guys, because it's going down. Yeah, so once again, guys, you guys can tweet us at DTA Podcast. I am Peter Parker. Let me give you guys my Twitter information. I mean, why not? Why not? Like, duh. Wait, hold on. Wait. There we go. Hold on. Right. Okay. Whew. So yeah, guys. So you can follow me at ejpceocorner. You know, follow me, Peter Parker, aka EJ. But yes, so as I mentioned, we have a crazy story coming up. But you guys can take a look at it right here. And as I mentioned, when we come back, we are going to talk about this one in the next minute. Well, welcome back, everyone. Yeah, so we are back once again. And so yeah, again, guys, as I mentioned before we back out of the commercial, you guys can tweet us your thoughts. Let us know what you're thinking about what we spoke about a little earlier. And we're gonna get to this next story and wrap up this quick video here. So yeah, so there is a wrestler who is ready to make his move, ready to basically jump ship. And I found this story really interesting because I don't think a lot of people actually really, I'm never going to say care, but yeah, you're going to once we speak about who this person is. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about this one right here. As this story says here at the top, you guys can see WWE star has an exit plan from wrestling. And once again, shout out to Wrestle Talk. Shout out to Liam Winard for that headline there. And so basically, guys, the wrestler in name is none other than Xavier Woods of the New Day. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Xavier Woods of the New Day is ready to leave. Again, shout out to Liam Winard from Wrestle Talk for this story here. Real quick, it goes on about the current champion on the Raw brand. As revealed, he has plans to exit from wrestling and hopes others start doing the same. Listen, I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm gonna be very, very blunt and honest with you guys. When they go out and say this, like, this is their feelings. It is not a good place to wrestle right now. It is not a good feeling to wrestle. It is not specifically in that company in WWE. You don't know how many times I hear reports and see reports of Raw backstage being so chaotic to the point where scripts are being ripped up minutes before show, rewritten as it airs, which is why we're getting so many DQ finishes. Like, come on. I just saw Sean Ross Sapp tweet today, December 11th. Well, now December 12th, because it's going after midnight, but and he tweeted and said that it's the 5th time in 5 weeks back to back that SmackDown has been having DQ finishes for matches, which lead to some pay-per-view match, which then is just a repeat because WWE is on pilot. They're on autopilot right now. And this is what they do every year between after SummerSlam to Royal Rumble, autopilot, and then from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, it's build. And then after that, it's on autopilot again. Like, it is just, that's what it does. And now during a pandemic, they have to fight against themselves, Vince McMahon, all the bureaucracy, Andrew Yang, all the crap that's happening right now, all of it. They're trying to move shit overseas. Shout out to you, NXT India. Saw that story drop today. Don't know if it's going to be worthwhile. We'll see. There is no real big promotions out there, so maybe they can make way like they did here back in the early 19s. So listen, all I'm saying is that really hit me just there when he said that right there. When he said that on this story right here about that he expects people to follow. Jesus. So Xavier Woods spoke on a latest Feel the Power podcast about, oh, wow. Hold on. Whoa. I might have to pull this clip and put this on the show to just hear it in person. He goes on about Feel the Power podcast and talks about forays beyond wrestling, which has largely been into the gaming entertainment world. And that is so true. He has up, down, down. And Xavier Woods was working on that before WWE put their fingers into that. So don't let anyone else fool you about that. So he goes on and says, straight up, since I got into wrestling, I've been trying to figure out what my exit plan is. Just talking to veterans and hearing from them about that they may have not saved their money, that they may not have saved their money, and they are now trying to figure out what the next chapter of their life looks like, and they're nervous because wrestling is winding down, and they don't know what to do next. Hearing so many stories like that, they definitely inspire our whole generation to want more than what we are frantically fighting for. We should want everything, not just this one thing. Props to them, especially guys like Devon Dudley, who led the way for me and told me to believe in myself and do what I feel I need to be doing. Also, real quick, guys, shout out to Devon Dudley. I know through word of mouth of what's happening, and also some reports. Devon Dudley is on a health bin right now. Hopefully he's feeling better. But he had to take some time off backstage. He's a producer at WWE, and I don't think it's coronavirus related. But shout out to you, Devon Dudley. Prayers up. Press to you. He goes on also. What I'm hoping this does is open the world to their eyes of entertainment or wherever somebody's into, that there is a group of people called professional wrestlers. We learn these incredible skills that nobody can learn anywhere else besides wrestling. Learning how to have a full 3-page script memorized 5 minutes before you walk out because somebody just handed it to you, or knowing you have 10 minutes to do something when you get up there and you're almost done with it. They say now you have 17 minutes. Nobody can adapt to these things like we can on this earth. I'm hoping that I can go there, do a good job, and hopefully people will like it and say, hey, there are people with this skill set that we can pull from wrestling. I hope it opened doors for so many people in wrestling, and people don't want to just put us in a box anymore. Wow. Shout out to wrestlenews.co for that, the quotes, the transcribe of the quotes. Whew. Listen, that says a lot right there. And I think we could leave it at that. You guys could check us out here at DTA Podcast. We have videos of speaking about the unionization of it all with Zelina Vega. As I mentioned, I'm going to put up the video of John Moxley, what he's talking about. I'm going to put up the video of Andrew Yang, and also some more links for you guys. So definitely just stay tuned for all of that. And a lot is going down in the world of wrestling, guys. So there you have it, guys. Xavier Woods, he is ready to bow out of wrestling. There was a story not too long ago that Kofi Kingston was ready to do the same in the next 5 years. That story has been confirmed. And so it's just interesting on the things that is going on in the world of professional wrestling. There's also another story that I'm going to be doing this weekend. So follow us at DTA Podcast, where the WWE is ending all live events post-pandemic. They may never return. That is the latest. And if so, I find that very interesting. I think that's a lot to be said. I think that a lot of people are going to be upset about that. But this is the reality of professional wrestling. Speaking of that, there are a lot of reports going around about what's going on in the world of, statistics, wrestling data, if you will. Shout out to WrestleNomics. We're going to put all that up on our website, dtanews.info. You guys can go there and check out so much more of what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. And I definitely think that just whoever you follow on professional wrestling, just make sure you put them in your notifications, man. It's definitely going down, and we just gotta support these wrestlers. Go to the all of the merch sites and all of that, and I definitely support these wrestlers, support them when while they are going through this. Again, guys, if you guys want to know more about what's going on, or you want to get more of what I cover on professional wrestling, you guys can go to dtanews.info for wrestling coverage. I specifically talk about a lot what's going on in the world of LGBT wrestling. Going to be adding a lot more coverage up there, so stick around for that. But yeah, guys, there you have it. Xavier Woods, he is ready to leave professional wrestling, and I think that says a lot. So we're going to leave it there. So make sure you guys again follow me at ejpceocorner on all the socials, and we'll see you on the next video. All right, guys, take care.